Today we're gonna make one of my all-time favorites. It's my high-protein springtime egg bites with peas and asparagus. I promise you're gonna love them. Before I get started, I would love to ask if you would consider hitting the subscribe button down below. I love making these recipes, and I'm forming a community of amazing people who love healthy food. So if you're interested in being part of this community, would you consider hitting the subscribe button down below? It's that little red button. Just click on that. Tell me what you think of these recipes. Let's do this journey together. And now let's get started on this next recipe. If you like the Starbucks egg white bites and you find yourself constantly ordering them like I am, you're gonna love these. They're just as good, if not even better, and they're super easy to make. So 30 minutes of meal prep is gonna give you a healthy and yummy breakfast for the entire week. So here are the ingredients. Of course, we've got 1 container of egg whites. I've got half a pound of asparagus, half a cup of Romano cheese. I used Pecorino Romano cheese. I've got 1 full cup of frozen peas. And then I've got a half cup of low-fat cottage cheese, which is gonna boost up the protein. I'm using about half of a shallot. And then here's my secret star ingredient. It's a little bit of lemon juice, which I'm gonna show you what I do with that in a minute. We put it all over the asparagus before we saute it. Anyways, also some olive oil, salt, pepper, and red chili flake. You know I can't cook without red chili flake. And then I have some herbes de Provence, which really gives an amazing springtime flavor to these egg bites. So you're gonna definitely wanna make this, I promise. You guys are gonna love it. Super high in protein. It's about 8 grams of protein per egg bite. So the serving size is 2, so you're getting 16 grams of protein. Asparagus is super high in fiber. It's high in vitamins A, C, and K. It's loaded with antioxidants. It's gonna reduce inflammation. It's good for digestion. You're going to love this recipe. Okay, so let's get started. The first step is I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. Then the next thing you want to make sure you do is you want to get a muffin pan. This whole recipe makes 12 servings. So first things first, we're just going to put some, I've got, what is this, olive oil? Oh no, avocado spray. Avocado spray, olive oil, whatever spray you want. We just want to get some oil around the edges of these muffin cups so that your egg white bites do not stick. Okay, I think I did it. Okay. So when you're doing something like an egg bite or a mini frittata, which really that's what this is, you want to make sure that all of your vegetables are small, because if you put big chunks of the vegetable into the muffin tin, it's not going to fit, right? So you just want to give it a diagonal cut this way, nice and thin. Now asparagus, you guys, loaded with fiber. I think you all already know this. High in vitamins A, C, and K, which is really great. And we've got a high antioxidant count in the asparagus as well. The secret weapon right here is lemon juice. So I like to just put a little bit of lemon juice on the asparagus after I've cut it up. And I do about 1 teaspoon worth, I don't know, whatever this looks like. It's really up to you how much you want. I'm just gonna cut up a little bit of flat leaf parsley for garnish. I like to just sprinkle a little bit of green on top of whatever I'm doing anyways, and this gives it a nice little fresh flavor. Also nice to have a little bit of chive as a garnish. I feel like garnish and the size that you're cutting your veggies, everything should just look really nice, consistent, and clean. All right, so we're just gonna cut up the shallot. I peeled the outer layer off here. Just gonna go down this way with some little lines. I'm just giving it a nice micro dice here. So for these high protein springtime egg bites, we're gonna start with 1 container of egg whites. Then I have a half a cup of Pecorino Romano cheese. Then I've got half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese, and this is just gonna bump up the protein. And then I'm just gonna do a pinch of pepper and a pinch of salt, because we're gonna add the sauteed veggies in, which already have salt and pepper as well. So this, I'm just gonna give it just a little mix. This can just sit aside and all these flavors can kind of come together. The cottage cheese, the egg whites, the Romano cheese, and the salt and pepper. I'm just gonna leave it here and we're gonna go over to the stovetop. Okay, first step is you wanna get your burner on to like a medium high, and then we'll just let that heat up for a second. So I've got, I think about a tablespoon of olive oil. Then I love adding my spices in the very beginning because we're gonna let the herbes de Provence, we're gonna let those spices bloom. And then we've got salt, pepper, and red chili flakes. As soon as that gets a little mini sizzle going, and I know that I'm starting to smell the herbes de Provence, then we can add the shallots, and then we'll add the asparagus. Wow, I'm really smelling the herbes de Provence. So now I'm adding in the shallot. It's smelling really good. So you just want to let these shallots saute for about 1 minute. All right, now we're adding in our thinly sliced asparagus. So we're just gonna saute the asparagus and the shallots for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. Just want to soften it up a little bit. And I'm leaving it, my heat on about medium to medium high. I'm gonna put my lid on. You don't want it raw, you don't want it overcooked, so let it steam for about 1 to 2 minutes. All right, so the asparagus has been steaming for a little while. Great. And now, last but not least, I'm just gonna add in the peas. I'm turning the burner off. I'm just gonna give this a nice mix. They're frozen peas. They're just gonna cook really easily when we add it to the egg bite mixture. Okay, we've sauteed the veggies. We need to bring them on over. It smells so good. I add it into the egg white mixture. This is an arm workout right here, you guys. I'm telling you, and a shoulder workout and an everything workout. Now that I've got my asparagus, peas in here and shallots, I'm just gonna give it a little mix. I'm just gonna add it into my muffin tin. Here we go. I like to set my muffin tin on a baking sheet so that if anything spills over, I'm not making a big mess in my oven. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fill these. I'm gonna go through once with 1 spoon and then I'll go back again just so that it's even, right? We wanna evenly distribute our frittata mixture. And then they're going in my oven at 350 for 20 minutes. Now, everybody's oven is different, so I want you guys to keep an eye on these. And you wanna wait until they're nice golden brown on the top. They're looking good. They're going in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. What is it? Is it ready? Come here. Come around this way, baby. Good boy. Oh, wow. Look at these. They're out of the oven. They've cooled. And you just want to kind of go around the edges. The other thing you could do is you can put them in a cupcake liner. Here they are. There you go, you guys. My high protein springtime egg bites. 8 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbohydrate, and 3 grams of fat per egg bite. Super healthy. So easy and simple, yet looks fancy as heck, okay? So I hope you make this recipe. You guys have to let me know what you think. Remember to like, save, share, and that you are deeply loved by God. Thanks for watching.